Okay, thesis seminar. This is the main page for thesis seminar, and here, if you go into modules, so I'm separating everything that we're going to be doing for this semester into weeks. Every week, I'd ask for you to do a reflection. Okay. Now the reflections are going to be done in Canvas, so you don't have to email me anything. Everything is done in Canvas. The reflection, it's very important that you do the reflection each week, and I'll give you credit. I'll give you points for doing the reflection. But the reflection is very important because I read those reflections every week, and it helps. Yes, you're with me? Aquí. No, that's aquí. The reflections help me help you, right? So you communicate what you've done, what problems you're facing, what doubts you still have, what you need from me. So try to be very explicit in the reflections so that I can help you and give you hopefully better feedback when we do meet face to face. Okay, so I give you points for your grade. They're easy points, but please do them on time because it's every week. It's every week a reflection, and if you do the reflection and it's pretty, complete, okay, and I'll give you credit. So if you notice here in week 1, yeah, and I'll give you for this first week, I'll give you till Monday, all day Monday, to do the first reflection. So you can kind of reflect on this last week and include information. So if you open up the reflection, I include kind of what to include in the reflection. And it's basically some of these questions. Now you don't have to answer all of them super deep, right? But try to answer enough of them so I can know kind of how you're doing with your work. All right, so all you have to do is reply. Okay, reply to these. Okay, and that's it. So each week I'd ask that you do this reflection, and you'll get points for doing that. Okay, so if you go back here, week 1, I have week 2. If you'll notice, each week has a reflection. Now, some of these weeks don't have a lot of information, but what I'm going to try to do is include information in here that helps you with the process of writing a thesis. So they're not assignments, it's just information there. So you can choose to look at it or not, but I'm trying to organize information in here that you can refer to help you with the writing process. Okay? So the main thing for the grades are the reflections. Now, let me take you to the assignments very briefly. Now, the assignments, here you can check all the reflections. So this is another view that I think is a little bit easier to follow. We're going to have a reflection every week. Now, the literature review is due on February 28th. Now, the weeks that you have things due, like a literature review, you do not have to do a reflection for that week. Okay? So you'll have a reflection for week 4. Week 5, you have your literature review, no reflection. You just give me what you have, and I will grade based on what you have. And then you have week 5, week 6. March 21st will be your instrument design. So all of the dates that we talked about the first class, okay, all the dates correspond here. So these dates are the same dates that are in your that we talked about originally. All right. So anytime that you have to turn in a literature review, instrument design, data collection, results and discussion, you do not have to upload a reflection for that week. All other weeks, yes, you will have to do a reflection. Okay. Now, all of these things here these are all for grades. Okay, so as you know, in Canvas you can check your grades. So please just double check to make sure that the grades are uploaded and that you agree, that you understand why you're getting a certain grade. But it is important. I ask that keep track of that. So in case I do make a mistake or I miss your grades, you can let me know. Okay, but you can access your grades here. The written thesis and the oral defense is coming from los señorales, right? So those are grades that probably I'll upload at the very end of the semester once you have completed the course. Okay, so for us, this part of the grade, this 40%, will be all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, this part of the grade, this 40% will be all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, so for us, all these reflections in each of the different sections of the thesis. Okay, Okay, does that make sense? All right. So, let's see what else. That's basically it. We're not going to be using Canvas a lot, okay? But this is I wanted to include all the reflection in this one space. Yeah, so you could easily access this hopefully and add it. Obviously, if you have questions, I ask that you send me an email in Canvas. Okay, please don't send it to my Facebook or my Gmail, because this helps me organize, keep all the comments in one place. Because in Canvas, this is one thing I really like. It orders, like if we have corresponded back and forth with emails throughout the semester, I can easily see all of the history from all of our emails, and it just makes it a little easier to work. So please send me emails in Canvas for this semester if you have doubts. Obviously, I mean, if you see that I'm connected in Facebook and you want to ask me a question, I mean, that's fine too. But I mean, if it's if it's an email that's kind of long or whatever, you might want to just send it in Canvas. But I'll certainly respond in Facebook or some other place online if you have any questions.
But mainly in Canvas and the email.
Well, in Canvas, if you want to send me an email, I would prefer that you send it in Canvas. And when you create an account, right, you can go into Inbox, and this is where you can send me an email, you can send your classmates emails, right? And so I just click on one person here, and then I see all of the history of the emails. And for me, for all my classes, I use Canvas, so I can just check in one place very easily, quickly. I can manage emails a little bit easier. So that's the reason, right? Okay. One other thing, this semester, I'm going to start recording all of my tutoring sessions with each one of you. I want each one of you to have access to recording every time that we meet face to face. Now, the recording is completely optional if you want to listen to it later or not, but I want to create an audio. I want you to have at least access to the recording of our conversation each week, so that if you need to, you can go back. What did he say when he said this? I still need to listen to it again to see if I really understood him correctly or whatever. Okay, or And obviously, if you have some doubts, contact me. Even you can come by my office, even though we have designated times. I mean, feel free to come by my office if you have certain doubts. I don't want you to spend days lost or with a doubt where you can't advance. Okay, that's what I don't want. Even though we're meeting once a week, that doesn't mean that you're lost for 6 days and not making any progress, right, until we meet again. No. I mean, I want to clarify doubts so that, that you're working continually each week. Okay, because there's a lot of work here. I mean, there's enough time, but we need to be making progress each week. So feel free to, send me emails, come by my office, whatever, if you have doubts. Okay, ¿qué más? So recordings, all the recordings will be made available. And reflections, grades, the attendance, just a reminder, we'll be taking attendance for each week. So yeah, it's important that that we meet. And remember that one absence is the equivalent to 8 hours of being absent. Okay, so you can't miss more than 3 tutoring sessions. Just to clarify that. Okay, let me explain a little bit about Google Drive, and then for those of you who still need to sign in, I'll give you time here at the end. Okay, so I just want to go over very briefly Google Drive. Okay, if we go back into modules, one of the things that I'd like to create, modules.
Teacher.
Yes.
The first reflection.
Yes.
When has to be done?
On Monday. If you notice here on each reflection, it has the due date right here. All right, so reflection 2 is due February 9th. right? And so
Will that specifically be about this week?
yeah, the reflection, if you open up the reflection,
Oh,
here are
okay.
some questions that you can use to basically answer, right? So if you answer those questions, that's the idea, is to include, say, what did you accomplish this week? What do you plan to accomplish next week? So a lot of it is what you did this week, what you still are planning to do next week. Not what you plan to do for the rest of the semester, but what you plan to do next week. What did you find challenging or difficult? What questions or issues would you like to discuss with me, right? So if you have something that you want to really talk about, it helps me to know this before the session. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but it helps me. All this information helps me. So I do read them, and I do read them before we have a session. So if you tell me I really want to work on this my next tutoring session, then maybe I can be better prepared when we do meet. Okay? Otherwise, you just arrive and I'll be maybe less prepared. What question? Let's see. What do you need specifically from me during the next meeting? This is kind of related to what you want to talk about, but what do you need from me? So this is more like, if do I need to do something different, or could I do something different that would help you more? And so you can tell me that. If there's nothing to add, obviously you don't have to say it, right? So you don't have to make stuff up, but the idea is that you provide this information so that we have a better communication throughout the next 17, 18 weeks. That's the idea. Okay? Any other questions about reflections or? Okay, where do you answer the question? So let me go back to the main page. So main page, all right? We can go, there's two ways you can access it. I think one of the easiest ways is modules, because the modules are broken down into weeks. So you can see, for example, in week 1, we have a reflection that's due on February 3rd. So we open up the reflection, and it's basically it's a discussion. Notice here, it just jumped to discussions. It's actually a discussion. So you basically, all you have to do is hit reply, and then type away, and then post. And these are all open. These are all open reflections. Okay? So everything that you tell me, you're telling everyone, and that's fine. I want this all to be as open as possible. Right? All your reflections and even our communications. Obviously, if there's something that you don't want to share, we talk about in private, whatever. But the idea is that these reflections are open, transparent, and even my feedback that I give you that is open. That's why I'd like for us to use Google Drive, because I want all of you to see each other's work. I want all of you to see the feedback that I give everybody else. And the reason why I'm sharing all this in Canvas is for that, so you can see the work of your classmates. Don't spend the entire semester working on yours only. I mean, see what other people are doing. Compare what you have with your classmates. Okay, and obviously if you're doing something really, really different, make sure you're on the right track. Ask questions. Okay, but the idea is that that we're all sharing our work with each of us. So, all right. So, does that answer questions about reflections as far as when they're due, where to add, and how to find them? Okay. Now, today I'm going to add a page. I thought I did this, but I didn't. I'm going to add, let's see here, research topics. Okay, a lot of these pages are just information. So again, this is just something, if you're not sure about your topic, this is a really good page here. It's called Research Topics. And it goes into a lot of detail about helping you narrow down your topic. So if you want to look that over, feel free. But all this is optional. This is just additional information to help you with the writing process. I'm going to add a page. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. So if we go to pages, pages are just content. It's just different pages that we're going to use. Student thesis list. So I'm going to create a page here. You go into modules. I'm going to add this page. All right, and I'm going to keep this in. I'm going to keep this in week 1. I'll keep it here at the bottom. So it's called Student Thesis List. This is where I would like for you to, all of you to, we're going to create a list of your work. Okay, so I'm just going to say add your thesis. Let's see, add. Just add the link to your thesis here, right? Okay. Sorry. All right, and then so you add whatever. Okay. Etc. Okay, so the idea, now it says here, you guys can edit this page just as I'm editing this page. So the idea is that each of you are going to create a document in Google Drive and link it to this page. Now, those of you who have, in fact, all of you need to have Google Drive. So I'm just going to do a search, Google Drive. If you just do a Google search to Google Drive, you can click on Google Drive. A Google Drive is, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is basically like a Microsoft Office. Okay, you have documents, you can create Word documents, presentations, and so on. So, with your account, you're going to create a document. So here you hit Create, and you select Document. And that's going to open up another window. And you'll notice it looks a lot like Microsoft Word. This is where we are going to work this semester writing up your thesis document. Okay? Now you can change the title however you want. You can type in, start typing, and I have a format, and I'll talk with each one of you personally on how to start with the format. But I already have a format of the document for thesis with all the headings, more or less, that you will be using to start. Okay, and I'll work with you one-on-one with that. But this is just to give you an idea. Once you have your document here, you have to share the document with me. So here we have an option to share. And you'll want to write down my email address, which is this, benleez@gmail, and add that here. So benleez@gmail.com. So you're basically inviting me to this document so that I can edit it. Okay? Because otherwise, by default, all new documents are private. They're your own documents, and no one else can access them. No one else can edit them. So you have to give them permission to do so. So all you have to do is type in my email, benleez, Gmail, if you want. Si gustan anotarlo, si no lo tienen. And then click Share and Save. Now I'll be able to access your document. I have to be able to access your document, otherwise I can't make comments. All I can do is view it. All right. So once you've done that, the last thing you have to do, because there's 2 steps, is you have to change this so that anyone can view the document. You have an option to publish it publicly or just anyone with the link. You choose. It doesn't matter which one of these 2. Save. Now this long link, you copy. Copy. Go back to Canvas. You guys now can edit this page. And you're going to add your name. Select your name. And paste the link, insert, delete the rest of this, and save. Yeah, that's it. ¿Sí? Son 2 pasos. Primero, tiene que compartir su documento de Google Drive conmigo. Y el segundo paso es cambiar de private a pública o no sé qué, y copiar el link y pegándolo aquí en Canvas con tu nombre de ustedes, ¿verdad? Sí. Puede ser nada más con tu nombre, no tiene que ser así como un título, nada más tu nombre, primer nombre, como ustedes quieren, poner su nombre ahí, así está bien. Otra vez, la idea es que ya vamos a tener una lista de 15 thesis con sus nombres para que ustedes puedan ver los otros trabajos, ¿verdad? Esa es la idea. No es nada más para tener una lista, es para que ustedes también puedan accesar el trabajo de sus compañeros y ver también mi feedback, cómo estoy dando feedback para ver si soy justo con el feedback, para ver si no está siendo así feo con algunos y menos feo con otros. ¿No? Puede ser feos a todos, ¿no? No, pero sí es cierto, sí es importante que lo chequen, ver, sí, cómo van. Si ustedes ven así como headings de una manera y sus headings no existe, pues tal vez, pues, ¿por qué está haciendo este y yo no? Déjenme ver, ¿verdad? Pero la idea es eso, sí, compartiendo todo eso. Claro, si tienen dudas, ahorita estoy explicando así muy rápido. Unos de ustedes ya saben, creo, porque ya lo hicieron así algo muy similar. Pero todo lo demás está bien si no es así muy claro ahorita vamos a hacer lo que podemos entrando. Y también la próxima semana voy a trabajar con ustedes también para establecer todo esto lo que estoy haciendo ahorita. ¿Sí? Ya cuando está listo toda la tecnología, todas estas cosas, ya sería más fácil, ya vamos a trabajar pues así mejor, pienso yo, así trabajando en Google Drive, limpiando su thesis hasta el final. Todo el semestre vamos a trabajar en este documento de Google Drive. No tiene que traer un archivo con un virus y entrando en mi máquina y ese paso, ¿no? El día de la presentation vinieron con su USB, ¿verdad? ¿Y qué pasa? Entrando, virus, ya, todo su trabajo, así como cero, así ya. All the work just gone. Sí pasó. Entonces, aquí no va a pasar eso. En Google Drive, cuando están trabajando, y si de repente se apaga la luz, no va a perder nada. Porque si están conectando, obviamente tiene que tener una conexión en internet. Pero si tienen automáticamente va a guardar todos sus cambios siempre. Cada segundo cambia, guardando. Entonces nunca va a perder nada de su trabajo. ¿Sí? Ni virus, ni nada de eso. ¿Sí? Y también es más fácil para mí comunicar ahí. Si ustedes tienen dudas, preguntas o problemas con su trabajo, pueden enviarme un correo en Canvas diciendo, ¿puede checar the method section, el primer párrafo de los participantes? No entiendo ese. ¿Puede checarlo? Ok, sí. Entro en Google Drive, hacer algunos cambios y ya. Eso es como vamos a trabajar. Así, a través de Canvas y a través de Google Drive. ¿Ok? Bueno, ¿algunas dudas, preguntas, sugerencias, respuestas?
Nadie.
Nadie.
Tenemos que enrolarnos desde las 3 hoy, ¿verdad?
¿Mandé?
Antes tenemos que meternos al grupo
Bueno, la preferencia antes de las 3. Si ustedes, ahorita me queda aquí para que ustedes quieran entrar. Si quieren hacerlo arriba en Caddy, voy a estar aquí en mi oficina hasta las 3. Entonces la preferencia es pasar en Caddy si no quieren hacer aquí mismo eso. Para si tengan dudas, que pasen a mi oficina hoy.
Más tarde,
Bueno, pues el chiste es que puedes entrar, ¿no?
Pero
Entonces,
hoy lo hago.
Sí, traten de entrar hoy. Sí, y si tengan problemas, pues
Yo voy a tener que
dices.
ver cómo consigo de nuevo la contraseña porque
Ok, bueno.
Te debe
Sí.
dar una de respaldo en el que pusiste de...
Thank you guys. We'll see you. Have a good weekend.
Ah,
Kind of
yo-
relax. We'll see you next week.
No recibí el link en mi Gmail.
Relax.
Relax. No.
No.